All right, all right, all right. And we are live. Yo, yo, yo. Tell me what you know. Welcome to the Sunshine Show. Woo! You guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, I have such a special treat for you tonight, this afternoon, this morning, wherever in the world you may roam. Because that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Sunshine Show is worldwide. All right, I have the one and only, the most amazing, the most fabulous, the most phenomenal. I have the most Bowie of them all, Brittany Lattimer in the house of Hotel Lattimer. What's up, Britt?
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm
Oh,
tired, but I'm good.
good. Well, we're going to snap you right out of any kind of tired thoughts, energy you have, and I'm going to give you all the mojo to get through this hour interview, girl, because tonight is your night to shine.
Well, good luck to you with me.
All right. Very cool.
I like your mug.
Thank you. I actually received this in the mail from somebody very special who made it for me, which
Really?
was actually
Who might
you.
that be?
Which was actually you.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. Very, very cool. All right. So I'm having a little bit of connection issues, but we're going to get through it, you guys. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions for myself or the one and only Brittany Lattimer, make sure to drop them right there in the comment section and I will get to them as soon as possible. Brittany, are you ready to get this motherfucking party started?
yes, ma'am, I am.
All
I am
right.
definitely ready.
Awesome. Let's go. We got Jay Murph in the house. What's up, Jay Murph? How you doing? We got the one and only Lindsay motherfucking Cantu in the house. We got Mike Torrin all the way from Canada. We got the whole fam bam here. All right, Brittany, I want you to give everybody at home a little bit of an introduction.
Okay. Well, obviously, my name Brittany. I was born in 1984. Uh, we don't want to go that far back, but I live in Boise, Idaho. Hotel Latimer, pretty much where I'm going to start because people ask me all the time how it came about to be Hotel Latimer. Um, just the first band who ever stayed here was Cashed Out because I'm friends with Marshall and they were on like a 14-hour drive between shows and I had moved into this house 2 weeks before and he was like, dude, we need a place to sleep. Can we stay there? And I was like, yeah, we'll figure it out. I have no furniture, but we'll figure it out. So they stayed here. And then I found out about Nikki and Josh's place down in Utah, Nash Crash Pad. And um, that would be my mother, Cindy Latimer, tuning
Hi,
in. She's like,
Mama.
smile, bring it. I'm smiling, Mom. So there was a show with Cash Out down there in Ballyhoo, and I really wanted to go, but I needed a place to stay. So I hit her up on Facebook, and I was like, "You don't know me, but Cash Out knows me, and I'm not some psycho chick. So can I please come stay there so I can go to their show?" And Nikki and Josh were nice enough to let me after they talked to Cash Out, and they were like, "All right, confirmed. You're, you're cool." And I'm like, so I came down there, I saw their whole setup, and then they told me what they were doing, and I was like, oh, I kind of love that. Like, I want to do that. And so she put me on that list. That if people don't know about this list, they should, because if they have a big enough home or an open home for bands, it's a great thing. I've been hit up a couple times because of it. And so Todd Johnson from Arise Roots hits me up not too far after that. It was like maybe 2 months of living here, and he's like, "Can we come stay?" And I'm like, "Sure." But then I had a roommate and her daughter, and I'm like, "How many people?" He's like, "9," and I have a 1,300 square foot home. I don't really have like a ton of space here, so fans just continued starting to like stay here. And a buddy of mine who is in a local BC reggae band, Smith, throw a plug in there. Um, he was hanging out and he's like, well, he's like, you need to call your house like Hotel Latimer, and other bands were calling it Hotel Latimer. And I was like, yeah. He's like, start a group. And I'm like, well, what would I do with this group? Like, just advertise who stays at my house? He's like, I don't know. And so then it turned into pretty much promoting for bands without them asking, and sharing their flyers and their tour dates and their music, and release radar on Spotify. And just I started doing giveaways because I have an abundance of merch and stickers, aka slaps. And I just kind of kept going, and it put me on the map a little more for bands to stay, I guess. But at this point, I've had 16 bands stay at my house. So it's been a journey. I absolutely love doing it, but I mean, I'm a average everyday working person. I work a 9 to 5, and I don't have kids or a husband, so it's a pretty open house at this point. I do have a roommate now, so that took up one bed, but other than that, we've got this bed. There's a trundle bed below it, and it's a comfy, cozy house. So I got told by Sarah Nation when they stayed here, they came in and they were like, "Dude, we feel like we're at home. Like we feel like we're in Florida." And I'm like, "That's what I wanted." I was like, I wanted a beach house in Idaho, and I got it. So it's kind
Very
of
good.
the
Very
backstory.
cool. Yeah, what a great story. So I actually love Nikki and Josh, and I have been able to crash at the Nash Crash Pad many times on tour, and they are amazing. I interviewed them probably a year or two ago. That's available streaming on all platforms. If you guys are not already subscribed to the Sunshine Show, make sure to do that today. So I absolutely wanted to interview you as well when I heard that you were doing pretty much the same thing as they were, yet in Idaho, which is really cool because it's a much needed thing for bands who lack resources, lack funds, the money to provide sustainable and comfortable housing while on the road and on tour.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing what they show up in, like before I really realized what it was like for them, they're like, we slept in our van, and I've seen in their vans, and I'm just like, oh, you all 9 of you slept in here, huh? Like that could not have been comfortable at all. So I mean, they're stoked to be able to sleep on an air mattress, or like this is a new investment, this bed behind me. And I also like I bought a cot, and that's one thing a Rise Roof showed up with, cots. And I had a guy in my kitchen and dining room, and just anywhere they would fit, they were here. So I was just like, there's floor space in my room if you guys need it. Like, no weird stuff. I'm just offering space for you. So not that kind of hotel, which has been a common misconception. So right now I can put that out there. No, it is not that kind of hotel. I don't supply everything. So
Oh my god, let's like at this chat. We got Janet, one of my very best friends in the house. Gotta
she's a
love.
mug buyer.
I want to see your mug. Let's talk about this mug you're holding.
This mug was inspired by you, Sunshine.
Hey.
Because it's a fact. I am a mug whore. So I have way too many mugs, and anyone who's been here can attest to that. I even bought, oh my God, I even bought a dining room table that has shelves in it just so that I had a place to put more mugs. And then about 2 weeks ago, I put up 2 shelves in my dining room up on the wall that are just for like display mugs. I have a problem, and now I sell them. So
Hey,
that's a good hobby.
as long as you realize it's a problem, that's the first step, Brittany. That is the first step. So now you can
I
sell
am
your
admitting.
Yes.
Yes.
Admitting it. Let's see, we got Jessie Duran all the way from Arizona in the house. She says, Brittany, you are so awesome for helping and supporting the bands.
Thanks, Jessie. I like Jessie. Super sweet. We always have good connections on Facebook.
Yeah, Jesse is one of the real deals. Let's see, we got Paul Tar all the way from Colorado. Hello from Colorado. Much love for you, Paul, and your family. Send much love to the familia. Let's see, Cindy Lattimer says, party at Hotel Lattimer.
It's happened. There has been parties. There's been a road day that's taking place here too. So
There's been
that's actually a good story.
Let's talk about the story.
Oh yeah, there was Roadie Friday Sarah Nation. They were on tour with Common Kings and Sublime with Rome. And I want to say this has been 4 years now, 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, 4 because 2019. And they stayed here for 4 days, but there was all this buildup. They were like, oh, Brittany, you're gonna have so much fun. Like, we're gonna go and we're gonna hang out with Common Kings and Sublime with Rome. And he's like, it's Roadie Friday. And I was so excited. And then they came up to me and they're like, so Roadie Friday's not happening. No one wants to do anything tonight. And so Jay from Sarah Nation, he's like, can we have a party at your house? And I was all, sure. Like, I'm thinking I've got nothing at home for all this. And I'm like, okay, what can we do? I was like, all right, I'm going to round up people. Do you care who comes? They're like, no. I'm like, cool. I just ran around to all these people I know. And I'm just like, party at my house tonight with Sarah Nation. Party at my house tonight with Sarah Nation. Just kept saying that. And then it turned out to be the coolest thing ever. Like, I put a fold out table in the garage. We had people that brought beer pong balls, cups. Couple of my friends, Kevin and Autumn Ellis, showed up with like 4 bags of food and like snacks, drinks. Like, it was this cool party that ended up within 10 minutes just happening. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is the best time ever. So that was definitely a good party. That's the main party, I would say, the only one that's really happened with a band, at least. So there's been parties. But.
Who is behind you?
What do you mean?
You got a little
all the
doggy.
posters?
You got a little friend behind you.
Oh. Did you see him?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's pretty heavy. Let me see if I can lift him.
Well, if not, that's okay. Do you have a lot of fur, baby?
Yeah, this is Nos. This is my pit bull. So he's a sweet boy, but he's really heavy.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do have another one. I have a English Cocker Spaniel, and her name is Jovi.
After Bon? After Bon Jovi?
No. I get that question a lot too. I'm a big Christmas person, and I'm obsessed with the movie Elf. Well, Zooey Deschanel's name in the movie is Jovi, and I fell in love with that name. And then I was like, if I ever have a daughter, I'm gonna name her Jovi. And then my mom bought me my dog, and I was like, well, she came first, so she's Jovi. So, which is good because I have no kids, so the kid thing never happened. So I'm just gonna be glad I named her Jovi.
Yes, girl. Yes. Let's see. Wiz Fire here in the house. What's up, Wiz? He says, I was dying of thirst when you're at Cali Roots, and Brittany saved my life with her cold ass drink and dope cup.
Oh, you're welcome, Wiz. I'm glad you're still alive because of me.
And we also have Jason Perry in the house.
These are my friends. I love this. Hi, everybody. Actually, Sunshine, I think I discovered you because of them, because of Wiz and Jason.
From the Leighton Bake, maybe.
Yep. Very cool. You would show up and I didn't know who you were, and all of a sudden I was like, who is this chick that's always here? I need to follow. So I reached you, and I was like, oh, she's cool.
Very cool. Let's see. We got Randy Nicholas in the house. He says, hi, Brittany.
Hi, Randy.
All right. So, Brittany, I know that you don't just have Hotel Latimer. You're also involved in a lot of different things going on in your community, one of them being Hemp Fest. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement in that particular event?
Yeah. So Boise Hemp Fest has been around for a while. They've done 6 years so far. And then this will be obviously 7. Um, but the event director was talking to a buddy of mine who's actually a DJ here in Boise. And apparently he's like, dude, I just don't know any bands. I needed to find someone to get bands. And my friend Andy was just like, I have someone you should meet. And so I get a phone call and it's Andy and he's like, hey, I'm sitting here with Chris from Hempfest. And I was all, cool, I don't know who he is. And he's like, well, I got you on speakerphone so that you could talk to him. And so he was like, I heard you know reggae bands. He's like, do you know like if you could get a hold of any that would be able to like help us out with next year's Hemp Fest or anything like that? And I was like, well, I'm sure if you need to get a connection or an email address or something for a manager, I can probably help you. And he was like, sweet. So I'd like to bring you on to Hemp Fest. And he's like, it's unpaid. And I'm like, oh, cool. Great. And he's like, but no, you would be in charge of the lineup, the set list and all that. And I'm like, going, okay, sweet. So I was like, actually, I would love to do this. And so that's how I got involved with it. And we're still, I mean, we got a month away. It's on May 13th. And we're getting down to the wire and there's still so much to do. And
Yeah.
when he said he was overwhelmed after doing it his first year. And he's like, I'll be honest, I didn't even want to do it next year because it's so much stuff. And he's like, I was just unprepared. And then they've honestly been, everyone involved has been super nice. They're like, dude, you're doing a great job. So all the social media posts that are going out there from Boise Hemp Fest, not all of them, I shouldn't have said all, but like the ones that are doing the spotlights on all of the bands and the entertainment, those have been me shooting them out there recently. And so I pretty much, I mean, I've been working with like Tim Azzy and then other bands directly. um there's a lot of bands around who don't have a manager, and we put a volunteer list out there. An insane amount of people, bands were just volunteering to come play Hemp Fest for free, which is amazing because it's completely sponsor based. So when you're not having a whole lot of sponsors come in, there's not a whole lot of funding behind these things. And so it's appreciated and it's so helpful to have these guys come in. To be honest, Henosis Music, Brandon Jenkins, I don't know if you know who he is, but um he used to live here. He was in a band here. He's got family in Oregon. And I hit him up because he was on the list to play for free. And I was like, this dude lives in Tennessee now. Like, are you kidding me? So I was like, hey, man, I put you on the lineup. And he's super stoked to come out. I'm so excited to have him because we've met one time in person here in Boise. It was short lived, but I mean, it's the turnout is coming together really, really well. This is going to be the first official after party that Boise Hemp Fest has ever done. And so I got a lockdown on a venue, which was great. And I got a great deal on it, which made the event director very happy. And so Audic Empire is going to be our headliner. We have a local, really close friends of mine, Sun Smith. They're going to be opening for Audic Empire. And I think like I've talked to people about how I've arranged the set times and how the day is going to go, because I've heard before, like when things, not heard, I've experienced when things are overlapping, it sucks. And you're missing bands and that you want to see, or the bands that are on stage are missing bands that they want to see.
Sure.
And they don't get to hang out and have fun with the rest of us. So I arranged it to where the headliner for the daytime part of the festival is the Irie. And so they're coming up from
Ooh,
Arizona.
love the
Very,
Irie.
me too. I'm so excited because I believe they've never been to Boise. And I know that Audic Empire, if they've been to Boise, it's been a really long time ago because I don't remember them ever coming through.
Mhm.
And I saw them at Viva Arizona, and I was just like, I only knew the song Johnny Rotten. And I was so excited that they actually said okay to Boise Hemp Fest. And I was like, like, I got freaking Audic Empire. I'm so stoked. And so, and the Irie too, like I saw them at Viva Arizona, and I just never experienced these guys before. And I was just like, I've seen them firsthand. They're really good. And so, but they're going to be ending at 7:50 p.m. And the after party, the doors are at 8. So the show starts at 9. This gives them time to like wrap up, go to the hotel, take a shower, head to the venue, and they'll have time to actually hang out. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a fam jam with Audic Empire. That would be sick. I don't know. But yeah, it's been a crazy hectic thing. I'm even making a lot of the merch for Hemp Fest that we'll be selling. So far it's just been like koozies and magnets, which I don't have a magnet with me, but I did bring a couple koozies to show you.
Awesome.
So we got the Boise Hemp Fest logos. And so I was surprised they turned out well. I'm learning how to do sublimation really well. So
we got Tommy
but
Sam in the house.
Bam. I love it. All these
What's
guys.
up, Tommy? How you guys doing? You guys, you're hanging out with me, your host, Sunny C, and Brittany Lattimer. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them there in the comment section. This may be the only time you can ask Brittany any question you have on your mind. 1-800-ASK Brittany Lattimer. All right, Brittany, continue with what you were saying.
It's okay. Well, so as far as the lineup goes, we start at 10 a.m. Where I mean, this whole it is a festival. It's free, which is great because there's not a lot of free festivals left in our world, and we all know that. And so, I mean, let's be real. Honestly, in the future, we hope it's going to be a chargeable festival at some point. That would be fantastic. But we got a drum circle coming in. They call it a drum circle, but like these people are amazing. I found some videos on them and watched them, but they're called Sangha. I think it's Sangha Taiko, and they're local. But they do like amazing drum set. And then after them, it's going to be a local guy named Brandon Lyons. Then we're going to have the Aaron Ball Band. They're from 5 hours from here, but I saw them for the first time on St. Patrick's Day, and amazing. Like I was all, oh crap, like, well, these guys are really good. So, and I may be going out of order on sets. I mean, I could pull up the set list and look at times, but I'm not going to. So, another local band, Audio Moonshine. They're more like they're a rock. I hope he's not watching right now because I feel like I'm going to describe his music wrong. But I've known that guy since I was about 16 years old. So over 20 years, and he's had this band forever, except for it was a different name before. And then we've got Self Smarted out of Nissa, Oregon. Couple of local rappers, Zero and Axiom the Wise. And then we've got, I said, Henosis, they're coming in. And then Rebel Shakedown's coming up.
Nice.
And Skylar Lutz is coming up.
Wow.
And then the Irie. And then after them, because it starts to get darker around, it's going to be getting dark around like 8:30 or so. So then we have some belly dancers that are coming on, star belly dancers. And then after them is Flow Dojo, which is fire throwers. Okay. And so, I mean, last year they kind of overlapped with Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to make sure that like I said, the overlapping, I just didn't want that to happen. So the only bad part is, and I feel bad, is that it's like, okay, the belly dancers and the fire throwers, they're going to be late to the party, but somebody had to overlap and I didn't know how to do that. So, but yeah, it is going to be a vibe, Jason. It's going to be a great vibe. I'm excited. I'm not excited about my 20+ hour day I'm going to have. because I got to get up at like 4 a.m. Once the Irie's done, I got to run over to the Olympic, make sure everything's on point for Sunsmith and Audic Empire, and pretty much whatever these guys need, I'm going to be there for all day long. So, but that's what we have volunteers for as well, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Steve Stoddard in the house.
That's my dude. It's my cave dude.
Oh, cave dude. What's up, Steve? Barry Sullivan says, I really like fire and bellies.
He would. Barry will say anything that is not my mom. You know you love it, Britt. Barry will make any smart-ass remark possible. So, for joining, Barry.
All right, very cool. And let's see, Mike Torrin out of Canada. I actually was able to interview Mike again for the second time yesterday. Team leader at Bass Players United. He actually is a coffee drinker of all coffee drinkers. So maybe, just maybe, you can sell a few of your coffee mugs to Mike.
Well, let me tell you what else I've been doing with these mugs. So, my brother runs a business, and he's got a construction business here in Boise. So I just went ahead and I made him a mug without telling him and surprised him with it. And then he was like, well, okay, well, I'll buy like 10 of them and I'll give them out to my crew members and stuff. And I was like, sweet. So I decided to do that for him. And I brought one up to show you. Oh, look at that. Came prepared. Construction Unlimited, and then this is his slogan, which is professional as fuck. And so this one was actually a mess up cup. So the transfer tape, see that yellow? That should not be there. So the transfer tape screwed it all up. And so I got to keep this one, and then I made them all of them. But the other thing is, I don't know if you've heard of Stony Banks out of Tennessee. Have you heard of him before?
Not yet. Tell me about him.
So Stony Banks, he's hilarious, first of all. He goes live on Instagram. I love watching him. He's got that southern twang. And he's always like, I'm a reggae country guy. Like, I'm country reggae. And his favorite slogan is he'll like ask people all the time. He's like, how you guys doing? What buttered your biscuits today? And I just absolutely love it. So I was like, hey, dude, you should let me make mugs for you and I'll send you a sample. So this is also an error mug because it came out, I forgot to flip the image, so everything's backwards. But so there's Stony Banks, and then back of it I put butter your biscuits, and he freaking loves it. And he posted on Instagram and he hit me up and he's like, hey, people like want to buy these, so I'm gonna work with him well and get something going there. But it's been fun. I did, so like Kyle was just here, Kyle Smith, and they just left yesterday. My days are blending, I apologize. So but I was like, how long ago were they here? But yeah, they just left yesterday. But just as I like to give them gifts every time they stay, so it's always something different. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm making mugs. I'm gonna make them mugs. So
Nice.
I did one that had Kyle's logo on the back. Then I took Scotty Beats logo and put it on his, and then I took Chris's and put his cupcake on there. And then I put a picture of Chris and Kai, his son, on the other side of it. And then on Scotty's, I did a picture of all the boys together. And he was like, dude, these are like one of our first pictures together. And I did it in black and white. So that worked out really well. And then I did this photo because I wanted to see how a photo turned out. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. But I did this one for Kyle. And oh, there we go. And then it says has the blow up dolls. It says, who the fuck is Kyle Smith? So I did that for Kyle as well on the other side of his. But I mean, I made what's it called? Luggage tag for Chris. And it's got the same picture of him and his son on there. And so I'm having fun with this thing. And it's like, you know what? If people want to order these things from me, they can order them from me. I'm trying to work out that whole Etsy thing. My iPad took a shit the other day though, which is
Of
my
course.
life. Yes.
Now, I get it. I get it. So how can we purchase your mugs? Is the best way to go to your Etsy shop or to contact you directly?
I think right now going through me directly is the best way. So slide into my DMs and then I know I get those a lot. Just mostly scammers, but fine. I'm flattered. So, but yeah, just like Venmo. Some people have been Apple paying me. I got Cash App, PayPal. I got it all because you never know.
You never
So,
know.
but
Absolutely.
those stemmed from my backyard events. I didn't have all those apps until then. Nice segue, right?
All right,
So,
let's see. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, so Jason Perry says Brittany is one of the most thoughtful gift givers I've ever met. That's a very, very great compliment.
That is a great compliment. That's because I've given him gifts. So I did a whole so I got into wood burning for a little bit as well
Okay.
because I can be an artist if I want to. Yes. Oh, God. Sorry, I saw Barry's question. He's an idiot. Um, so I did this whole for actually I think I gave it to him down at Viva Arizona. And I did a whole wood burn of Roz Rebellion and I gave that to him. And then he was borrowing my sunglasses that I had. I had like the black on black blenders and that's right. He borrowed them from me while we were down in Arizona. And he's like, I love these sunglasses. I'm like, dude, they look so good on you. Like, they look great. And I didn't get them back till like the end of the trip. And so for his birthday, I was like, hey dude, I need your address. And I just went on to Blenders and I ordered him a pair and had him sent there. So he had the same glasses as me.
Ah, very cool. We got Paul Brown in the house.
What up, Paul?
How you doing, Paul? Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me and Brittany. You could be anywhere in the world and you're here with us, and it means the absolute world to have your support. Remember, if you have any questions for Brittany, drop them there in the comment section. All right, Brittany, so we've talked about Hotel Latimer. We talked a little bit about Boise Hemp Fest. We've talked a little bit about your creative businesses. What we have not talked about is how you manage to do all of these things with a 9-to-5 job on top of it all.
Well, so honestly, what I've been doing, especially with Hemp Fest getting so close, it's, I go to work time, I go out there, I'm like, hey, we need to do this. Hey, what if I did this? Like, okay, well, it's been 15 minutes, I gotta go. And then my lunchtime hits, I'm doing the same thing. I'm posting to Facebook, Instagram, and that's after work. I come home. I've been working on like the sublimation stuff after work. Sometimes I look at the clock and I'm like, oh shit, it's midnight. Like, okay, I gotta go to bed and wash, rinse, repeat every day. I did take off an entire week around the Hemp Fest. And because I was just like, when we get down to that wire, I'm going to need a day off. There's no way I'm going to cram all this into a break. And plus, I'm going to be picking up people from the airport. And there's just a lot of different things that need to be done at the park that we're doing it at. I've had a lack of sleep recently. and I think it's starting to show. So
Oh,
I
you
need to pull
look
the
amazing. You look absolutely
oh,
fabulous.
thank you. It's It Cosmetics.
Oh, I know I
So
know all about it. That see, that's Donovan in the basement. Oh wait, it doesn't work. There's Donovan. I need a touch up. There we go. Thank you, Donovan. Okay.
it's amazing. I know where he lives. I'm like, that's quite the arm. You got to stretch there. That would be the coolest thing ever. It's like I'm gonna teleport my arm over him, do her touch ups. Donovan, are you here too?
Oh my gosh. For everybody who may not know, Donovan is my beautiful secretary, production assistant, and right hand man who helps me with all of my shows. I could not do it without you, Donovan. So thank you so much for your time and dedication and patience with yours truly. All right, Britt. So would you say time management and a calendar are essential to have when planning huge events like this?
Absolutely. Shared files. Shared files is the way to go. There's like 3 or 4 of us on one of the files that we have, and like for the entertainment lineup. I mean, I just had this conversation yesterday. I use a calendar in my phone. I use an agenda book, which right now I don't know where it's at. But people think I'm crazy that I use the old school write it down, but I'm that type of person that if I write it down, it's going to stick in my brain better than sticking it in the calendar in my phone.
Sure.
So I need a little bit of both. I mean, I'll be honest, for today, my phone's all ding ding ding, and I looked down and I was like, oh man, I got that. I'm on the Sunshine Show tonight. I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, thank God for my phone because I've just been nonstop going. But yeah, I I think if I didn't do all the things I do with writing down and reminders, and I have calendars all over this house. I have a whiteboard downstairs in my kitchen that I update the month every month. Make sure I don't miss anything. I have I have an ungodly amount of concert tickets I've bought for the next so many months, and there's like a little cork board, and I have them pinned in the order of the dates because I'm like, I can't miss the show, so I've got to know what dates are in. And it's not only that, I have a calendar at work I use, an Outlook, and so calendars, agendas, alerts, reminders. I think that's the only way I can function. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna make it at all. So, but it's been a wild ride. You have a crazy schedule too.
I do have a little bit of a crazy schedule, just like you.
I'm discovering that. Well, this woman, Donovan and I were talking about that before you got on, and I was like, dude, I see her interviews happening at 10 a.m. with people in Europe, and I'm like, I don't know how she keeps up. And he's like, I don't know.
He
You're
does.
amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. He does most of the work. That's Donovan is just everybody should have a Donovan in their basement. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
I need to go look for one.
We got Amy Thomas in the house. Who's
My
Amy
girl.
Thomas? Tell me who she is.
Amy Thomas lives out in Oregon, and she's a big part of our reggae community here. Her and her husband Lauren, they're always like pitching
Oh,
in, like so super cool. They actually got on Facebook and organized a whole bunch of people to pitch in for like snacks for the road for all the guys for Kyle Smith. And so they had like this whole I come home and they had like all the food spread out on the counter, and they're like, "This is amazing. Amy's so great." And they're like, "I can't believe that she did this for us." So Amy, they are super appreciative. I'm sure you already got a huge thank you for it, but yeah, she does and I'm going to butcher it. What is it called? Something mamas. I'm a bad friend right now. but she does photography, and her pictures are amazing. Um, honestly, you should, if you get a chance, check out her TikTok, because her TikTok has like a whole bunch of cool videos that she's done. She had like these a photo shoot, smoking hot mamas. There we go. She had a photo shoot of like Halloween, and they've got pumpkin heads on, and she does a phenomenal job. So anybody need a photographer, hit up Amy Thomas, Smoking Hot Mamas.
Very, very cool. All right, let's see. Finally, a question here. How many concerts would you have to attend to make them godly?
It's quite the question there, Jason. Jeez. So I have to clarify this. How many concerts of like multiple bands? Because you're saying to make them godly. So would it be one artist, one band, or multiple bands?
Please clarify. Please clarify in the comment section, Jason Perry. All right. So, Brittany, why reggae? Why the reggae scene? What is it that you're so drawn to it about? That made no sense. What is it about reggae that makes you so drawn to it? There we go.
I mean, obviously the music's good. Can't go wrong there. It's I don't even know how it came about for me, because I'm raised in Idaho since 91. I was 7 years old when we moved to Idaho. And so my family grew up on oldies, country, rock and roll. I used to sit on my parents' living room floor with the big ass headset that's attached to the vinyl record player, and I would play Blondie and just all these different oldies. And then something happened one day. I got a hold of a Bob Marley CD, and I was a little bit, I was just like, this is great. And this story is actually pretty good, because I was driving around and I had a 7.8 Buick Skylark. And if anyone doesn't know what that is, look it up. It's just a big hunkin' like piece of metal. And it was brown. And my grandmother got my interior done for me. And she said, you can get whatever you want. And I said, I want leopard print. And so I got a leopard print interior, brown car. The rest is history. And I put that CD in that car, and we used to have the cruise downtown. So you drive around and you meet boys. And I would drive around in my car, meeting guys, and this guy was just like, what the hell are you listening to? And I was so offended. I was like, this is Bob Marley. I don't even want to talk to you now. And like, I'm like treating people like, how dare you? And so move on. I started dating this guy when I was like 20. And he's like, well, you're so into reggae. Do you know who Pepper is? And I was like, no, Pepper is. And he's like, I used to live in Kona, coming to Boise. So let me take you to the show. And I'm like, all right, sweet. So we go, and it was Pepper, Slightly Stupid, and the Expendables at the Knitting Factory here in Boise. And I honestly, I think I blacked out because I don't remember the boyfriend being there anymore, but I remember the show. And I was so drawn into it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, where have I been? And I've been hooked ever since. And then I went out and I started all the CDs. And I remember listening, I was cleaning out my car and I had bronchitis in my car. And I was just, my brother shows up and he's like, what is this shit? And I'm like, well, this is Slightly Stupid. Like you, and whole brother thing. I'm like, you dick, go on. Like, so I just never quit. And I started going to shows by myself, and I would drag people along. They would come once and they would never come again. And I'm just like, all right, like, I guess I'm just going alone to these things. And I want to say it's been 7 or 8 years ago. I used to follow the supervillains a lot. And they were out at this place called Mackey's in Ontario, Oregon. And I would always drive out there to go see them. And I kept seeing the same couple at every supervillain show. kind of comical because the girl that I used to drag with me out to the supervillain shows, she she and I grew up since first grade together, and she's like, dude, this couple just keeps checking me out. And she goes, I swear to God, they want to take me home. And I'm like, well, they haven't really gotten that close to us to like really be able to tell. We haven't had a conversation with these people, you know? And she was so convinced. So then the next supervillain show, this chick walks up to me and she's like, hey, we see you at every supervillain show. And I just wanted to say hi. And she's like, but you should have like that friend with you and she's not with you. And I was like, yeah, she don't like this stuff. So I'm like, I just go alone. And got to know her. It's Dave and Janelle Cooley. I don't know, like everybody slightly stupid always knows who Dave is because of his hair. And like, so I became friends with them. They started introducing me to people and they started inviting me to different shows. And it just kind of the last 8 years and getting to know people. And I just can't get away from the reggae scene because I do love the music so much. Like, I don't even know what I would be doing without it, to be honest. I'd probably be country. If I was anything, I'd probably be country.
Oh, country. All right. Well, you probably love
because of where though.
Do you are you into Maioli? I think that's how you man, I always butcher their name and they make fun of me every time I say it. Maioli. He's out of Hawaii and he does a lot of like country reggae.
Very much country reggae, and I love him. Like I follow him pretty hard on Instagram. And so my mom says yeek because she is not a country fan whatsoever. She hates it. So she's like, ugh, I know what she's thinking over there. There's underlying reasons to her hatred towards country. But yeah, I love him. And I don't think I say his name right either. I always say Maoli.
Jason's gonna give us a little bit of a Maoli. Thank you, Jason Perry.
Yes, I just said that too. I was like, I think it's Maoli, and then he spells it out. I got it right. So, but yeah, he's so good. And I mean, like I was talking about Stony Banks, he's country reggae. And there's just something about the mixture between the two, and I just love it. And they both have beautiful voices. I mean, Maoli's voice is gold, in my opinion. And some people just can't stand it. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'd go to a show. If he showed up right now, I'd be out. I'd be at that show. So no problem for me. Stony Banks does a lot of collabs with like Melodose. And I don't know if you know who that is either, but Melodose used to be a part of Roots of a Rebellion.
Okay.
And his voice is super unique. Absolutely love him. He's a good friend of mine. But favorite Willie Nelson song? Oh dear.
Daniel wants to know, what is your favorite Willie Nelson song? I'll go first since Willie Nelson is my favorite artist of all time. Now he's outlaw country Mama Lattimer. So hopefully you're okay with Willie Nelson. I'm going to go with Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain because that's Mama Cantu's favorite song and the very first song that I learned on guitar, including the solo and everything. Can I play it today? Probably not, but that is, facts. So what is your favorite Willie Nelson song?
I will be honest. I can't name a Willie Nelson song.
No! Brittany! Wait, we're rewinding. I didn't hear a word you said. Oh, wow. Okay.
This doesn't mean that I don't know them. So my number one most hated question is, what's the name of your favorite songs? Like, so I've had artists ask me, oh, which song of mine is your favorite? And I'm all, the one that goes like, and I'm like, I don't know the names of songs. It is the worst. I cannot ever remember them. I can tell you, like, if Willie Nelson came on the radio right now, I'd be like, Willie Nelson, I know this. But don't ask me to name the songs. I can't tell you. I just don't know any of them, and it's the worst.
Okay, that's okay. We don't judge here on the Sunshine Show. I got to give a special shout out to Crispin Omar Jimenez, all the way from Mexico in the house. Omar, I love you so very much. Thank you for all your support always. All right, Jason Perry clarified this for us. He said, you said you've been to an ungodly amount of concerts. So I'm trying to clarify what's a godly amount.
I would say a godly amount of always. I think that a godly amount is if you can count them on your 10 fingers, 10 toes. That would be godly.
Barry Sullivan, reggae. Besides the music, at a reggae concert, everyone is your friend. Sometimes they are even your neighbor in Mexico. All right, Barry. Got a little jokester here, a little smart ass, a little jokester. We got all kinds of personalities in the building. I love this so much. Brittany, you're really bringing them out tonight.
I think, I know where Barry's going with this, because it's like he wants me to tell the story, is what it is.
Please share.
So, so Closer to the Sun 2021 was my first Closer. And I went down there and I was pretty hammered one night. And this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, are you Brittany? I'm Barry." And I was like, cool. Like, I don't know who this guy is. So, but I was like, great, let's go take a picture in the photo booth. We go take this picture. All of a sudden we're hanging out. It was that quick. And so they had to go back to their room for something. And I can't remember what it was right now. But I'm like, I'll go with you. So I was like, what room number are you in? He tells me. And I was like, that's right next to my room. And so he ends up being my neighbor, not even knowing it. Like literally next door. He's like, "I don't believe you. I don't believe this is your room. Open the door." And I was like, that's a weird thing to not believe, dude. Like, I can open the door. And so I go up and I like beep, open the door. I'm like, yeah, see, my room. Okay. And he's like, wow, okay. Well, we're gonna leave out a whole lot of detail right now, but I became friends with him and his roommate, and then I ended up staying with them in their room rather than in my own room for my own personal reasons. And I ended up becoming like super good friends with these guys. And here we are today. So, but yeah, that's
beautiful. Welcome, Barry, to the Sunshine Show.
Yeah. Yeah,
what
thanks,
we got? Luigi in the house. Weege.
I love Weege. Weege is my dude. I haven't seen him since Reggae in the Rockies. Last time I saw him.
All right.
But I am coming to Double on the Rocks in August. So if you're going to either one of those days for Stupid, I will be there, sir. So hopefully I'll see you.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. We're going on almost an hour with the one and only Brittany Lattimer of Hotel Lattimer. If you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them there in the comment section. I will get to them as soon as I can. All right, Brittany, one question I ask all of my guests. If you could throw a dinner party for any 5 musicians, dead or alive, who would those 5 musicians be, and what would you serve at your dinner party?
I came prepared.
She's going to bust out the notebook now.
I'm all, well, let me tell you. I wrote this shit down. I wrote down multiple artists, and then I had to go back and cross out, and I was like, yeah, like I can only say 5. So I narrowed it down to Gwen Stefani, because I was absolutely obsessed with her growing up. No Doubt, all the way. And then Aaliyah, because I was also obsessed with her and her style, and I loved her music. Tupac. Ooh. And then, how many is that? 3? Eminem. because I wouldn't mind staring at that all night. That'd be fine with me. And then I would love to bring back Andy Chavez, good old
Oh,
Andy J. So I met him quite a few times. Love that dude. So I'd like to bring him on back. And then we would have for dinner, I would like to have a seafood spread. Just you name it, seafood. I just went to Belize last month and we tried like the street spiny lobster right off the grill. By far the best lobster tail I've ever had in my life. But you don't just get the tail, you get the whole entire lobster. So yeah, that's definitely a killer night for me as far as who I'm with and what I'm eating. So
wow. Amazing party. I love this so very much. See, Weege has a comment. Weege, and Weege, she'd feed me huevos rancheros.
so I mean your wife would. I wouldn't be. Tell her I said hi.
Missy, we love you and the whole Casaretto family. Mi casa es tu casa. All right, J Mert says, why are stickers called slaps? Hashtag slap me up.
Hashtag fucking weasty pants. So we had this conversation the other day. I have a pet peeve. Everyone calls stickers slaps. I don't like it. Like it mentally doesn't register with me and I'm not handling it well. So I was telling him, I was like, dude, I got all these stickers. Like, I'm going to give away stickers. And he's like, I love slaps. And I was like, I can't stand it, man. Like, I cannot stand that you guys call them slaps. I was like, you're not going up to people and slapping them in the face with this thing. You know, you're putting them on things. You're sticking them to the wall. You're sticking them to a refrigerator. And he was like, yeah, no, you slap them on there. And I was like, all I imagine is you slapping someone in the face. So we went on this whole like GIF ride back and forth, like slapping each other. And that's abundance of stickers all the time. All the time.
All right,
Pretty
David,
bad, I
got some new Hotel Latimer slaps. Do you indeed have some Hotel Latimer slaps?
Yes, and I was gonna bring some to show, and I totally left them downstairs. But I have my OG ones. There's the plain white with the white or black lining, black print, and then I went and got holographic ones. The holographic ones are actually pretty sick, but they're of my little Tenny Lane Latimer. And so if you guys don't know who Tenny Lane is, she's the little squid with the squid with a submarine. Thank you. That would be Tenny Lane Latimer right there. And so I have those, and then I got new stickers of it's a mermaid, and she's got skulls that are down below within her fin. And the artist behind everything I'm pretty much posting, like, is my cousin. And I guarantee she's not even in here watching because she's an ER nurse and she works like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But she's this crazy good artist. And so I went on her Instagram and I was like, hey, is it cool if I steal like all of your drawings? She's like, yeah, go for it. I don't care. I was like, sweet, because I'm going to be using them to make mugs and a whole bunch of other things for like mostly Halloween, because she's a big Halloween person. So a lot of the artwork that you guys will start to see, I'm probably going to get stickers made and a bunch of them too, because they're amazing. But that's a to be continued later. But yes, I got more stickers. Hit me up, Jason.
All right. Lindsay Cantu says, I'm back, ladies. Are we talking about dildos? I don't know if this is appropriate because Mama Latimer is in the chat. Lindsay.
She's probably going to exit after that.
And we did just lose one viewer. All right. All right, we have been hanging out with Brittany Lattimer of Hotel Lattimer. She provides a very important resource for a lot of touring bands that go through Idaho. Do you plan on staying in Idaho? Do you have plans of ever leaving the state? Look at Mama says, peace out. Nothing but love for Mama Lattimer. Nothing but love.
Love you, Mom. Plug your ears. So in the recent months, I actually have applied to other jobs and positions that were out of state. I don't know if I was panicking because I had lost my job back in September. So I was kind of like, I'll just take what I can get, and moving anytime soon, no. So I'll be here for quite some time. I got my brothers, nephews, my mom, and everybody's here. I've only got one brother that lives over in New York, and he's a drifter with his family, so they just go. But I just have too many connections here. I love the fact that I've established Hotel Lattimer, and it's like internally, when I think about leaving, I'm like, yeah, but where would the band stay? And I'm like, I don't want to uproot Hotel Lattimer. There are other people here that would definitely be happy to house bands. No questions asked. But in a way, it's like, I feel like it's family coming to visit, best friends are coming to visit. And I just love that feeling. Like, I'm so excited when they come, and I'm all, man, either I'm really lonely or I actually really love these people. So it's like, it's one of the two. But I've got plenty of friends and family in the area that I'm definitely not lonely. So I just love them.
And
So
for
no.
And for those who may not have visited Idaho, such as myself, what is your favorite thing about living out there?
So downtown Boise has become really cool. It's growing rapidly here. And downtown Boise is becoming a spot that, like, it used to be, if you were 21 to 25, that's when you go downtown. Now it's like you can go downtown and there's events and there's amazing restaurants to eat at. And there's just so many hidden things. There's like speakeasies that are popping up left and right. And we have this amazing alley. It's called Freak Alley, and it's got amazing artwork down there. And that's one place that I'm always telling people that come visit and all the bands, I'm just like, hey, like, you got to see this place because the artwork is insane. And I've taken people down there and they're like, you hear about places like this in like Portland and other areas like Seattle. And they're like, but this one's actually super nice. It's a clean alley. There's not trash everywhere. Downtown Boise is very, very clean. And I appreciate that about living here. First time I went to Denver, this looks like Boise, except for dirty. And it was like trash everywhere. I was like, this is crazy to me that there's trash everywhere. And I'm like, we're not like that. So I love that. Summertime, if you're an outdoorsy type of person, we got lakes and rivers and we float the river, and you can ask Conga Curdy and Kyle Smith and Skylar Lutz out floating the river. We did that. And just plenty of places to go see and things to do. Snowboarding, I'm about 1 hour from a ski resort. And if that, it's called Bogus Basin. It's a perfect ski resort and so much fun. And they even one of those they have one of those roller coasters, mountain coaster,
Sure,
that they installed there. I haven't rode that yet, but I'm going to. And then they do summertime music up there as well on the mountain. I think they call it Music on the Mountain, in fact. But yeah, if you like fishing, camping, hunting, hiking, Boise and surrounding areas is a good spot to be at. So it's great. It's really pretty here, to be honest.
you should be like the Boise recreation campaign enthusiast for the state of Idaho.
I represent it well.
You do. Let's see. We got Jesse Esquivel in the house. He says, I'm so proud of you, Brittany. You'll always be my best third wife.
Yes. I love that guy. I love Jesse. I met him at Cali Roots, and I hope my mom's gone. We won't talk.
No, she's not. Mom is still here. She is still Idaho. No place like home. Hi, Mom.
We'll just say, how do I say this? I had a really good time hanging out with Jesse and his wife at Cali Roots, and I experienced more fun than I've had in forever. So it was a great time. But yeah, no, he's like, you're like my third wife. And it's stuck ever since then. I'm like, well, I'll accept that. Like, I'll be your third wife. Sean McCracken actually took a really good photo of us and had posted it from Cali Roots when we were up in the Redwoods section, and he was down at the bottom. All of us were like, hey, but it was Idaho is a weirdly clean state. Yes. But yeah, he's a good time. He also, if you need dreads, he will dread you up, and he can sing.
Oh,
yeah.
very, very nice. Can he do dreads while he's singing?
He has not sent proof of this yet. I feel like that needs to happen.
Jesse, video or it didn't happen? That's what Donovan always tells me. So I'm just passing on, the advice. Let's see. Ray, why more in the house? Idaho is a playground.
So I will tell you, Ray is sunshine number 2. So yeah, he's sunshine number. He's my ray of sunshine. So that's what I call him. And then he's super sweet. Been friends with him for 3-4 years now. He comes out all to the Boise show, and such a nice guy. For my birthday one year, he ended up getting me like the Pepper license plate frames that say Aloha Fuckers, and just honestly would give you the shirt off his back. He's such a good guy. So, but yeah, he walks up and I'm like, sunshine, like all the time. And he even said, he was like, I love that you gave me a nickname. I was like, oh, I was like, I love that I was able to give you one. So
very cool. Chantel Baker, everything except the ocean within 2 hours.
That is a fact. It honestly, people are, especially when bands are flying in, they're like, hey, so how far do you live from the airport? I'm all 15, 20 minutes. Wow. And it's like, oh, okay. So how far are we for your house to the venue? 10, 15 minutes. And they're like, oh, okay. Do you have a Walmart nearby? 2 minutes. Like, we went to and he's so how from that, like, we leave. I was like, so literally you just go here and take a right, it's on the left. And he's like, we're 2 minutes from Texas Roadhouse. So everything in Boise is so close. And then for us, we're lazy because when there's a show in Ontario, Oregon, it's like, oh God, I gotta drive to Ontario. Like, it's 45 minutes. So once we reached outside that 30-minute mark, we're all like, God, but it's so far. And then you guys in California are out there driving, 2 hours both ways. So Quinn's Pond. Yeah, we paddleboard Quinn's Pond, my mom and I. I don't know if we want to call that paddleboarding. We paddle out. We sit down on our boards in the middle of the water with our coolers and our drinks, and then we get lit out in the middle of the water. Then we go post up. We make our paddle boards into a bar, and then we have like set out our food and we have our drinks, and then I have my speakers, so we got music playing. We always call it our bar, so it's like, oh, we're gonna go set up our bar. Like, that's our paddleboarding. We're not extreme.
That sounds amazing. I want to hang out with you and Mama Lattimer. Like, what is going on over there? Sounds like a lot of fun.
We're a pretty good time.
Very, very cool. All right, guys, we're gonna start wrapping.
You should come.
Are you there? Are you there? Okay, you're back. We're back. All right, very good. I will. I do. I would
Was I
love to
gone?
go out. Yeah. Are we good? Okay. We're good. Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Good. I would love to go visit Idaho at some point when I can get out of Cali. I would love to come and hang out with you and your crew and check out Hotel Latimer and give it a 5-star review. I felt like that rhymed. I felt like I made a whole song right now.
It did. It really, but you have to sign the guest book.
But what's that?
But you'll have to sign the guest book. But this guest book is located in the bathroom, and it says "would poop here again." So you go and sign the guest book and fill out the questionnaire.
Oh, there's a questionnaire too.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
great.
Very, very cool. All right, let's see, Jesse. I'd rather play all the music while I dread your hair and singing it in the background. Kind of shy. Eventually, I'm getting over it. Jesse, you will get over this shyness because there's nothing for you to be shy about. All right. What do you think about this, Brittany? You felt a little nervous before you came on the show today. How are you feeling right now?
I'm much better now. Like if someone wanted to shake my hand before this tonight, I would have told them no because my hands were so sweaty. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die doing this. But no, this has been great and I've loved it. So, but there is more to come. There's other things I'm working on too. So because Root Fire was that other one, and we're in the process of it. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens with that.
Okay.
And we'll see what else. I don't know. I keep trying to stack on to my plate, and I don't know if I should, but it is what it is.
Well, you are an amazing woman. You provide a lot of amazing people with beneficial resources that are needed, especially musicians who are traveling long hours who need to sleep. So thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the Idaho community, for Boise, for everybody in the community. So many people love you, Brittany. So big pat on the back for everything that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I do love
Oh,
you.
I love you so much. I hope that you'll come back on the show again soon and we can talk about all the amazing things you have coming up after the Hemp Fest and moving on forward. So obviously, anytime you want to come on the show, please hit up my beautiful secretary, Donovan. All right, the last question of the evening, Brittany, what is the best piece of advice you can give everybody listening at home?
Best piece of advice. Don't overthink. I'm guilty of it myself. So even whenever you're thinking that you're not doing a great job and you're feeling overwhelmed, you got to set reminders for yourself that you're doing a great job no matter how you're actually feeling, and people are actually seeing what you're doing. So I need to take my own advice on it, but those moments that I've stepped back and been like, okay, I'm doing a good job, then it makes me realize that I got to quit overthinking. So do not overthink.
Very, very, very important advice for everybody at home. If you guys are not already following Hotel Latimer or in the Facebook group, go join it today. It's a lot of fun. And then you can kind of keep up with Brittany and also buy merch and all kinds of other amazing things from Brittany. If you guys are interested in mugs or any other kind of merch that she might be able to make for you, make sure to hit her up. Very, very, very nice quality. I've washed this many, many, many times, and this is not coming off. It's on there permanent. And I'm stoked about my mug. So, Brittany, thank you so much for sending that to me. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I mean, I pretty much hit everything that I took notes on.
Okay.
You guys want to see? I was ridiculous about this today. So, but I mean, I could honestly, Sunshine, I could keep talking forever about the things that have happened at my house, pillow fights, lawn darts, freaking, floating the river, singing karaoke at the gay bar downtown. There's been a whole lot of things that have happened along the way with these bands staying at my house, and such a good time though. such a good time. So I think I would say like the lawn darts was pretty fun.
Maybe one day you'll write a book about all the adventures and journeys that have gone on at Hotel Latimer. And you absolutely have to come back on to share more of those stories with us as well.
I could write a book on that. My dating life. That'd be a bestseller.
Oh my God, too funny. All right, Britt. Well, I guess we're gonna get out of here.
All right. Well, thanks again for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. Mama says that you would make millions with that book, Brittany.
She knows everything that happens. So yeah, I probably could sell out pretty good on a dating life book of my own. God, it's awful.
Oh, let's see. Oh, J Murph is still in the house. Hold on. I wasn't sure if you were still here. Donovan made this comment earlier. He said the Murph's favorite state, mashed potatoes, heaven.
Yes.
J Murph always says it ain't no party till the mashed potatoes get there.
Well, he's missing all the mashed potatoes. They're all over here. The good ones, at least.
All right. On that note, you guys, we're going to get out of here. I will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. I have the one and only most amazing Kyle Hall from Sensi Trails who will be joining us. I'm very excited about that interview. So I hope all of you guys will come back and hang out with us then. And then Friday, we have Jeff Pliskin of Raised Fist Propaganda. It's been an amazing time. You guys make sure to be kind to everybody around you. You never know the battles that people are facing. Try to keep a smile on that face and be safe out there. It's a dangerous fucking world. I'll say it one more time. Be safe out there, guys. It's a dangerous world. All right, Brittany, on 3, we're going to say bye. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.